What's up? What's up? What's up?
I think next week I'm gonna have to listen to that through the Facebook to see, because in the back room when I'm hearing it, it'd be like flying through it and chopping up.
Yeah, that's what I was saying the first time. I was like, was it chopping up to y'all? But because it's like that, so I just assumed it was
In the back room. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't like last week. I didn't listen to it. This week I was listening to it through the back room. Next time I'm listening to it through the live and see what happens with that. I didn't check just in case, y'all. I think we are going live on YouTube also. Let me check to see while we sitting here doing this. And then Nicole, how was your week before we get into it? Let's see.
My week was wondrous. I had my last day of work Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. I feel like I'm retired.
So, like, are you gonna start work or something when you get there? Oh yeah, we live on YouTube.
Um.
That's not like no.
I really don't want to work like right away.
But then you just put in for the jail position something?
I did, only because I felt like it's an opportunity that I don't want to let go by.
Mm-hmm.
Because before I was looking at the position and they wasn't hiring. Then out of nowhere, I just get it, because it wasn't even, I just was like, okay, this is what I do here. It got to be this type of work in other states, right? Mm-hmm. So I just looked it up, but they weren't hiring for it. So out of the blue, I'm looking through my jobs for it, and they got a position open. So I was like, I can't let it pass. You know what I'm saying? And it pays more, you know.
So when is it supposed to start?
I don't know. I got a second interview on Monday, on Tuesday, on the 1st. Tuesday.
Okay.
And I'm hoping they say like July. I'm hoping they don't be like 2 weeks, you know, because I just really need the month of June.
The whole month.
The whole month. I really do. I hope I can negotiate a start time and be like, hey, but you know, my place won't be ready till the 1st of July.
I mean, I got a couple places you could probably stay while you're down there.
I mean, I got a few places, but I really don't want to mention that. I just want to be like, hey, I'm moving there. This is the situation. Hopefully they got some kind of training classes, and they say, hey, these are the next training classes. And I can be like, boom, that one, you know.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they train. I don't know, because we have a whole training. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't work there no more, but Harris County had a whole, like, a training coordinator, but that was something that was created since I was there. When I first started, they didn't have no trainer. training coordinator and all of that, where we had classes for training each. You just started and you trained on the job. I mean, we did have a week of training, but that was basically going through the the book. But actually doing the job, it was more on the job training. And this is probably how that will probably be, unless I go in there and pitch a training position.
Hmm. How much packing you got done?
See, I still got pictures on the wall.
I do.
I got the pictures on the wall so I can have some aesthetic behind me.
Oh,
For
okay.
the show.
Right.
So after the show, I'm gonna take them down. But I mean, I have both bathrooms done. Um, the living room pretty much. When I'm done here, I'm gonna finish the living room, do the kitchen, and do this little storage area, pull that stuff out, and then start on my bedroom. That's the biggest thing, my bedroom, because of the clothes. I need to see what I'm gonna sell, what I'm just gonna give away,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and what I'm gonna keep. Because I really want to be done. I want it to be finished packing tonight, and tomorrow just focus on washing, just dealing with the clothes. Because I need to go to the laundromat because I got a couple of comforters that can't go in my washer. And then Sunday, I just want to be able to move stuff right on the truck. I don't want to be packing and moving. You know what I mean?
So you got a storage, you got a truck coming?
I got to go and get the truck, and I got a storage already.
Right, because you got to be out of there on the 1st.
Yeah, I guess by the 31st. So that's why I'm moving out on the 30th. The 31st, I'm going to make sure everything is clean, so that there's nothing besides normal wear and tear.
Okay. My week was great. It was a real nigga holiday this week.
Right? Getting old. You what, 45?
45. 45. 45. My camera, I got to see where it's at. Hold up, let me see that there. Is it right there? Oh, it's over this way. Okay. 45. That's me right there. So, I mean, I had a good day. All I did was eat.
That's all you did was eat?
All I did was eat.
For your birthday?
Yep.
So I know your friend took you out. Where'd y'all go?
What time was it?
When did I talk to you? It was after Egypt got out of school,
I went to
though,
La
right?
Coretta's. That was a Mexican joint I went to.
Oh, okay.
That was earlier. Then that evening, I went to a Italian spot.
Who you go there with?
Another friend.
Oh, no names.
Another friend. I went there with another friend. So then they had some great lamb. I almost got some lamb there. And then but that's all I did for my birthday was eat, hang out. I didn't do too much of no work. Today was the first day I did any type of work. But I was planning on working the day after my birthday, Thursday and Friday, but the material wasn't in. It still wasn't there today too either. So it was like a half a day of work today. I got in thinking the material was gonna be there, and it wasn't there. So I did that long drive for nothing. But that means I got to work the weekend now because I went to another place, picked up the material. Now I got to work tomorrow and Sunday because Monday we out of here. We going to Florida. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna work the weekend, get it out of here, and then be out of here for the holiday.
So you got to have this job done before you leave?
Yeah, because if I don't, I'm gone a week. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we already waited a week. I would have been done before my birthday, but the material wasn't there, so we ordered it, hoping, and then with them telling us it actually supposed to came in on my birthday, and it never came in. So I don't want to. I'm putting a bathroom in for somebody. I don't want them to go for another whole week of not being able to use that bathroom. So I'll work through the weekend and it'll get done. It's just the tub area now. Putting the tile in for the tub, painting the bathroom, setting the sink in. It'll be done quick. Long day tomorrow. Then after that, it's taken care of. So,
Okay then.
so, when we get out of here, you got to call your brother Paul and check on him too.
What's wrong with him?
He had a hip replacement.
Y'all some old mugs, boy.
So call him and check on him after this. See how he doing. Yeah.
Dang.
With that. Ron, hey, what's going on, baby? Oh yeah, I went to her skating party last night too. She had a '90s themed skating party.
It was her birthday too.
Yeah, her birthday. Yeah,
Well, happy birthday, Duran.
yeah. So she come out last night. And had her old airbrush jacket on and stuff.
Okay then.
I'm not as bad as I thought I was on my skates either. You know what I'm saying? I ain't as good as I wanted to be, but I ain't as bad. I ain't lost it all.
Oh well.
So
I wish I could skate. I just don't understand how people be doing what they do on skates, dancing and twirling. They make it look so easy, but it
they
ain't.
try to make it sound easy. I got into a little back and forth with my skate instructor yesterday too. Uh, she was
Like,
saying something because her instructions didn't make sense to me. And when I said they didn't make sense, I was the one being difficult. Huh? So can you still hear? Her instructions were to everything on skates is on one foot. She said, so everything you see done on skates is on one foot. She said it
mhm.
may look like it's on 2 feet, but it's on 1 foot. So she said, so when you're on 2 feet, you're not on 2 feet, you're really on 1 foot. I said, that don't make sense.
Well, I can kind of see that because when I skate, I really be on 1 foot. Because you're skating on 2 feet, but like if I'm trying to turn a corner, I'm really on 1 foot, and
I
that other
understood what
foot.
she meant with the 1 foot, like because you have to balance and everything. So basically you standing on one edge or whatever. But it was just the fact that her telling me that when you're on 2 feet, you ain't on 2 feet. You're really on 1 foot. That don't make sense.
So you want it to be
Jock, what's
difficult,
going on, man?
difficult a little bit.
How was that being difficult? Because I didn't understand it. If I'm being difficult.
You just said I understood what she meant,
No, no, no.
but
I said I understood about the 1 foot thing when she was saying it until she got to that part there. Because what she was probably basically trying to say is your 1 foot should be up underneath your belly button because that's where your balance is. And I can understand that. That's the center of your body. So that's your balance. So that's how you carry yourself. But then when you get to telling me that, because when you on 2 feet, you really ain't on 2 feet. You know, that don't make sense. Jock, I checked out your podcast too. Jock has a podcast.
oh,
Yes,
and
you're supposed to be shifting your foot to 1 foot, shifting your weight to 1 foot at a time. Yes. And see how he just based eloquently put that.
you knew that though when he said it. You knew
But
that's
if you
what she
teaching
meant.
me, that's what you're supposed to tell me. You ain't supposed to tell me that when you're on 2 feet, you really ain't on 2 feet. It's just 1 foot. That's nah. So, but I got my own skates, so I'm gonna get my practice on. I've been practicing in the living room.
Oh, thank you.
You can't. She's the instructor.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
I mean, I agree though
What?
with what she said. Sounds like they were saying the same thing.
They are saying the same thing. It was just how she said it to me. They don't want me to be great, Jock. That's true. They don't want me to be great. They want to try to hold me back, hold me down. So, okay. Now, real quick, before we get anywhere off tangent, go back to the question that Egypt had. We do that real quick with the Queen Naja. Naja, you know.
Okay, so Egypt is a big fan of Queen Naija. So there was a situation, I guess it's all over um social media where people are getting down on her, calling her bitter, and she trying to keep her son away from the father and blah blah blah, right? So the situation is the baby is 5, graduated from kindergarten. Apparently she didn't let him know when the graduation was or that there was a graduation, even though he's 5 and you should know that he's having a graduation at some point, but she didn't tell him. And he found out by somebody on social media saying, so you ain't going to such and such graduation? He was like, I didn't get an invite and I didn't even know anything about it. So suggesting that she's, kind of keeping him away. But the situation, initially I feel like, dang, she at least could have said something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As the custodial parent, you have the parent all the time. There's a lot of things that go on with the kids, you know. Um, Take Egypt for instance. She have shows all the time. Sometimes I call her. She's old enough now to tell him herself. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I don't worry about telling them. But there was a point where, yeah, okay, she got to sing. She got to show. I would tell him, and sometimes I wouldn't. And he would feel some type of way when she would be like, "Oh yeah, my show tomorrow. You coming? Well, ain't nobody tell me." You know what I'm saying? But I feel two different ways about that. I kind of feel like if you're an active parent, you should question some things. I kind of feel like in my personal situation, like if you so busy trying to be the fun parent, all you worry about, like with the Queen Naija situation, what it was told to me, he gets the child once a week out of a month, every month. But all he does with the baby when he get him, he's making videos, he's doing for the YouTube, you know, everything is fun, fun, fun. But when it comes to the serious stuff, it's like, are you even inquiring? Because I went through that. It's like, dang, you don't even ask about report cards. You don't ask about nothing, but you want to be the fun parent, and then get mad when somebody don't actually just tell you everything, but you're active in the child's life, but you don't ask about nothing important. You just want to be the fun parent. So on one hand, it just feels like be more active in the important stuff too. But I do feel like she could have at least told him. He can't even he's in Houston, she's in Georgia. He can't even leave the state. So and before you say something else, there's a lot of different layers, okay? In my situation, there was a time me and my baby daddy both, we did not like each other. Period. We didn't like each other. But it never stopped our co-parenting for the child. I never once kept him from her, no matter how I felt about him or what we were going through, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't whooping on me, okay? He ain't never beat me up. He ain't never put Egypt in harm's way. So when I think about that type of thing, like, he used to whoop Queen Naija physically and in front of their child. And when he had the child, he got arrested and the baby went to CPS. She had no idea where her child was for 3 days. I don't know if I would even feel comfortable with my child going with him out of the state for a whole week every month. And he doing stuff like that. So I don't know. They dynamic a little different. You know what I'm saying? Every time she do something, he's a YouTuber too, but most of his videos now are about her. She can't do nothing without him making a video. How do I feel about Queen Naija buying her mom a car? How do I feel about Queen Naija's new child? Just
Okay.
petty.
So, like Jock just said, if his wife didn't tell him about things going on, he would forget he in the same house with him. So, with that being said, I think there are some things that we just got to be adult about. I'm saying, yes,
Mm-hmm.
he should have asked some stuff, but at the same time, even if he couldn't have came, she should have just been like, hey, your kid graduated on this day. You might want to send him a card. You might want to, you know what I'm saying, congratulate him, give him a call or something like that. Just
Right.
this is an important event and it's for your child. This ain't about me and you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know you can't leave the state of Georgia, so you won't be able to be here.
Houston,
But
Texas.
oh yeah, you can't leave the state of Texas. You can't come to Georgia for his graduation, but you still might want to FaceTime him. You might want to make a call, something to let him know that I'm saying it is a boy, right?
A little boy, yeah.
Yeah,
And he
to let him know
supposedly got his own phone,
yeah, so I'm
even
saying,
though
so
he's
let him
only
know that you're
5 or
proud of
6.
him or whatever. I'm saying just reach out, and let him know you're proud of him. Other little things in that situation. I mean, we all have like, well, not we all, but I got a situation. I had one with me and my daughter, my 20-year-old, when she was younger. Me and her mom, I couldn't stand it. I mean, plain and simple, I couldn't stand it. But I ain't let that get in the way of my child. And I'm saying I didn't let that change how I parented my child with her. Like I wouldn't allow my child to disrespect her or anything like that, just because I didn't like her. I mean, that wasn't
Yeah.
that don't really mean anything for the kids. So I mean, I was there as much as I can be. There are some things though that when you're the non-custodial parent, there were just things you don't know about, and if the other parent doesn't tell you, you don't know to ask. Me, I wouldn't know to ask about like prom for a little kid that we just found out that they doing now. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
luncheons for like, I wouldn't know to ask about those things. A graduation, I probably would think about that. Like, hey, what's going on for? I would more think of a promotion, but as the kid is in, I think they do graduations, kindergarten or preschool. You know, they make big deals out
Mm-hmm.
of that. But then after that, you just promoted to the next grade. So I would think I would know to ask about a graduation. I'm not real positive, but I would hope if I didn't ask that the mother would at least, you know what I'm saying, throw me a life raft on that and let me know that, hey, your kid graduating, so I can make the phone call or something like that. So I don't think there's a right or wrong in this. You know what I'm saying, because her thought process could have been, he can't come anyway. I still think she should have told him, but
I mean, the
and then
same
in
with
the second sense,
Tristan's.
he could have asked.
Same with Tristan. Tristan's dad can't come, but even though he's 18, I did give him the decision. You could call him and invite him if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
He can't come, but you can let him know. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just kind of feel like, I mean, I agree. None of that should matter when it comes to the child. You know what I'm saying? I could understand everybody, a lot of people have in a relationship situations that happen where you just don't want to deal with them at all. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? You just don't want to deal with them at all. And especially when you got a man that's trying to say stuff in your ear, because I think the producer was saying that her current boyfriend was saying he's this, he's that. Why would I want him around? And it's kind of like, you need to sit this one out. This is just how I feel. And he might feel differently because he's there. So he's probably taking care of the child, you
You
know.
still got to sit this one out. If dude, you got regular visitation, that
Hmm.
means he's still in the kid life. So you still got to, you got to take a back seat to that. Now, if it's about him and your lady, where if he's trying to whoop on your lady or something like that, then you can be in the forefront. But about his kids, you kind of just gotta roll with the mom. Period. Now you can give her your opinion and stuff like that, but I
Hmm.
think that's as far as that's supposed to be able to go until like y'all have grown more into that relationship. But that's in a total different vein of how that's even portrayed. But in this situation, I think she should have told him. Plain and simple. Brought it up, let him know what it is. We know he can't come, so.
And like I was telling Egypt, even with graduations, I'm like, it was a time when I was growing up, we all started school started at the same time. We all had spring break at the same time. We got out of school at the same time. Now, like Tristan hasn't even graduated yet, but I'm looking on Facebook and people posting eighth grade graduations already, high school graduations already. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he was gonna ask. And he just didn't ask in enough time. Maybe he know, okay, graduation, it's a graduation time. Okay, I gotta find out when it is so I can call him at least. Then the next thing you know, it happened already because everything is just different now.
It is. But that's with that. We're gonna switch gears just a little bit to a subject you probably don't know too much about. Because
Okay.
you mentioned it. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up. Kwame Brown. What do you know about it?
I just know that he's snapping on people. I've seen a video. What video did I see of him going off? I
Now,
guess it was
Josh,
last,
this in your wheelhouse, so don't you be quiet on this.
huh?
I was telling Jock this is in his wheelhouse, so I don't want him to be quiet.
Um, one of the other basketball players and some
Okay, do you know who
sports
Kwame
cat.
Brown is?
Now I do. He got drafted right out of high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
They used to call him,
Number one pick.
but he wasn't number one or something. What did he turned out to not be number one? What happened that
No,
they
no,
used to?
he was the number
But
one pick.
okay, so why they call him busted or something?
Well, because he never reached the productivity that they assumed that he should have. So they tried to say he was a bust. He didn't live up to the potential that everybody thought he had.
He wasn't good because I'm gonna be honest, I ain't never heard of him until now.
Okay, so basketball wise, um, I don't consider him a bust. I never had high expectations for him. He's in the league 12 years. I think he made over $70 million. That can't be a bust to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, was he a all-star player? No. He was a journeyman. He was somebody that'd be on your bench. You know what I'm saying? You put him in there, garbage minutes, or if you need to get your big name a break. Basically, he's a role player in my eyes. For the last 10 years since he's been out the league, everybody talks about him all the time. You know what I'm saying? When it comes up, when they start talking basketball, they start talking about bust, his name comes up. Everybody want to say he a bust and what he didn't do and what the talent that he squandered or why this or that.
And
And then a couple,
right.
huh?
And he's been silent.
He ain't been saying too much of nothing. And I don't know what it is about Gilbert Arenas, Steven Jackson, and Mark Barnes that just kind of put a crawl in his spot. You know what I'm saying? But they went on they was on their show. They got a show called Up in Smoke, All the Smoke. One of the two like that. Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson do, and Gilbert was a guest on it. They mentioned Kwame Brown, and I guess he just couldn't take no more. He had the karate size they asked. So ever since that moment, he has been going off. I mean, on everybody, anybody and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. Jackson, Skip Bayless, Steven Jackson, Gilbert, Matt Barnes, Charlemagne, everybody.
Now this thing with Charlemagne, I don't think it was warranted, because I saw what Charlemagne said, and Charlemagne didn't say to me, even, you know how I don't like Charlemagne like that, and sometimes all the time he talks reckless, but this time when he was talking about Kwame, I didn't see anything in malice. He basically was just saying, hey, this man has gone through this, doom, his father, his brother, this, leave him alone. You don't know what people are going through. He's going through this. And dude got mad for him, I guess, just mentioning his family. But he didn't say it in a way of, he crazy too, just like his family. He was just like, people going through, this is what he been dealing with all his life. This is what he's gone through. Boom, 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 boom. Leave that man alone. You don't know what people be going through. And he snapped out.
See, I didn't see what Charlemagne said. I saw Charlemagne's apology when he gave himself donkey of the day. And when he said that he shouldn't have mentioned that guy's family or whatever. So all I saw was Charlemagne's apology. I didn't even go back to hear what he said or anything like that. Because in my head, like I hear a lot of people saying that, you know, telling, well, Kwame should keep doing what he's doing and they're glad he's talking and all that there. I'm more so like what Jock just said. I'm more think this is a publicity opportunity. I think it's an opportunity for him to kind of just bring more attention to if he's going to do a broadcast or if he's going to be doing some lives or something like that, just using this platform to get more people, get more eyes on him. Because in my mind, I mean, it's been 10 years and you're just not saying that. And I saw the interview with Gilbert Arenas and them on it, and they didn't say nothing detrimental to him. Like, and Gilbert didn't, it wasn't like they was on there talking like, oh, he a bust. Now, I didn't see the episode before where he was saying that like Steven Jackson and maybe Matt Barnes was kind of going overboard. But he didn't, he went off, which, don't get me wrong, they've been calling him a bust for years, so he has the right to be upset and to go off. I just think this should have happened earlier on. This should have been years ago. And years ago, because for the small things that's happening, or like I haven't heard what Stephen A. Smith has been saying. Because I'm hearing he study responded, but I ain't listening to nothing Stephen A. Smith said. I don't know if Skip Bayless is responding, you know what I'm saying? But from the things that sparked it, I don't see anything that that warranted it. You know what I'm saying? Based on, because it's nothing worse than what's already been said. Plain and simple. I think everybody has a right to defend themselves. So if he just like he can't take no more and go ahead, then that's fine. But for all the attention it's getting, I don't see it getting all the attention. Like in my mind, I saw it a couple times and that was it. I watched 2 of the videos he put out. The very first one I watched, and then another one right after that, and then I had my feel of it. So,
can we show the video of what Charlemagne said?
Which one? We would have to see if he can get it.
Yeah, he can get it because he asked.
He played a low light reel of Kwame turnovers. The thing is, they knew that fact of the matter is they didn't play to Kwame's strength when he was in there. He's a big guy, but he has small hands and things like that. So he doesn't really handle the ball like most big men would in certain positions. So it didn't really play to his strengths in there. With that being part of it. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me check. Okay, yeah, he can show it. I think he want to show the video of what Charlamagne said. Let us know when you're ready to show it, then we'll see. Because I think sometimes Charlamagne is
Okay.
asking to be talked about.
So he about to show the video now
Okay,
of
go
what.
right here.
Let me tell y'all something. Leave Kwame Brown alone. I don't know if y'all know, but you could do a little research. Kwame Brown was born in Charleston, South Carolina. I don't think I've ever met Kwame, but I know a lot of his family. His family lived in Moss Corner, South Carolina. His father's name was Willie Brown. I don't know how many kids Willie Brown had. I don't know how many siblings Kwame Brown got, but I went to school with his sister, and I went to school with one of his brothers. Let me tell y'all something. Kwame's father in the 90s, I remember this story. He beat a woman with an axe handle. It was his girlfriend. And the rumor was he buried her alive. He buried her in the area that I grew up in, if I remember correctly. I've been trying to call my dad since yesterday to confirm the whole story because I literally forgot about this until yesterday. But the woman died and he got arrested. If he's still alive, he's in prison for life because he got caught because he left South Carolina after the murder and came back for his paycheck. Let me tell you something else. His other brother, I don't know if him and Kwame were close, but his other brother shot his baby mama several times and then killed himself. That was like in '08. And his other brother, Kwame's other brother, just went to jail for murder like 3 years ago. All of this you can Google. I'm saying all that to say, leave Kwame alone. That man has been quiet for 20 years. He don't bother nobody. Clearly all that, all that he's a bust stuff gets to him, and you don't know what people are going through or have been through, but I've seen folks snap for less, and it looks like, Kwame is snapping. And if you look at the history of men in his family, you would know
Oh,
his men in his family have a history of snapping. Leave Kwame.
oh, I didn't realize he said that part. So he was kind of suggesting he might kill your ass.
I mean, that was one of them. That was one of them backhanded compliments. You know what I'm saying? Like he trying to defend him, but at the same time, he
He
putting too
calling
much
him a little
information.
crazy because his
Yeah,
family.
yeah. So I mean, yeah. Whatever he said, it was warranted. It was warranted. Jack said he had small hands. Ain't the only thing he got in common with Trump either. I mean, here's my thing. He could play ball. He just didn't play up to the level of what was expected of him. Coming in as the number one pick, straight out of high school, and I think the thing is you got to realize too, they didn't want him when he went to the Wizards. They didn't want him there. He was drafted there, but like from what the story is coming out now, he was drafted just so they can trade him, and then the trade didn't happen. So now he got to play with a Michael Jordan who ain't Air Jordan no more. You know what I'm saying? But he still think he Air Jordan. So now he probably riding the hell out this little young boy who ain't, you know what I'm saying, really ready to play. Then he got to ship him off. Then they shipped him off over there with Kobe, who was shit. Kobe was Kobe at that time. You come over here with me, that's worse than playing with Mike. So he just had a rough career, but he was in the league 12 years and he made a lot of money. So I don't consider him a bust. He's just a role player. I mean, that's all. I mean, he can
So
beat
what
me.
was he doing for the other 8 years? You keep saying he was in the league for 12, but everybody keeps saying he been silent for 20 years. Didn't he get drafted into the league in 98?
I don't think so. I can check it and see, but he was in the league 12 years. Because he was, I mean, like he came in after Kobe, but he was gone way before Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I think, and I think they're saying he's been silent 12 years because of how long he's been out of the league. He played for 12, and then but he's still been out of the league after that. You know what I'm saying? Now it might have been 20 years since since the day he was drafted. But he didn't play 20. He played 12 years.
Oh, he was a bit silent because even though he was out, they were still talking about him.
Yeah, they've been talking. They ain't talking like when he was in the league. They talk a little bit about him, but since he's been out the league, I mean, it's like he a running joke. They talk about him. 01, yeah, I think Jock right. I think he's all right. I didn't see him in the big three, Jock. I ain't see him in the big three, but I mean, he's not a regular. He's not a big man, so he can't. And when I say he's not a big man, I mean he can't play the five really because of his position. He should have been more like a power forward or something like that, where he can kind of move around. He had good footwork. He had decent speed. You know what I'm saying? He had a little touch with the ball where he could shoot a little bit, but at the time when he was in the league, they wanted him to be a Shaq. You know what I'm saying? He had to come down back to the basket, catch the ball in the post and things. Well, I didn't see anybody in the Big Three, Jack. I didn't watch. I don't watch the Big Three. I don't watch it. So I mean, Jack Hardo, man.
Dang.
I didn't expect that much from him, so I wouldn't consider him trash. I mean, he made it to the NBA, but I would. He didn't live up to expectations. We could say that. That's what I would leave it with Kwame Brown. He didn't live up to expectations, but I didn't have a high expectation for him either coming into the league. He was 18. He wasn't Kobe and he wasn't Kevin Garnett. And if that's y'all expected him to be the old player, he wasn't Tracy McGrady. You know? He wasn't even Amari Stoudemire. He didn't have that cultivation for him to come up like that. So Jermaine O'Neal was better. He's a role player. Now I think he is making for good internet afterwards. Now you know what I'm saying. He's talking more, and from how he's talking now, sound like he probably should have done better in the league. The way he talks, his personality, it seems like he's more mentally strong than what was thought of him. So I'll check out there. But I think sometimes some of the analysts can be a little, I guess, harsh would be the word. Especially when it's to call a person a bust who's playing a game that you couldn't have played. That's like me not being able to do that job and then saying he did a horrible job at it. You know what I'm saying? But I can't do anything close to what it is he's doing. That's how I feel about it. Nicole, what you looking at?
Nothing.
Okay,
I got some chicken in the oven. I'm trying to get Egypt to come get it out.
Yeah. So now with that personality wise, I think Charlamagne deserves what he got. But now that also opened up a whole new door on Charlamagne because once Kwame went in on Charlamagne, now everybody else wanted to come back out the woodworks on him. You got your guy. What's my man name? Wendy Williams' husband.
Kevin Hunter.
So now you got Kevin Hunter who comes out, and now he I guess he wants to bring up what was that with Charlamagne and the accusation with the young girl, because now I think they got him back facing that, right?
So the story that I heard, I saw a little YouTube video. The thing was, I guess it was I don't know what was going on with the little girl. But the mother entrusted Charlamagne to take her or something, and he promised that nothing would happen to the girl or whatever. So the little girl was in his care for whatever reason, and they went to a party, and this is supposedly where it happened at this party.
That kind of sounds like R. Kelly stuff to me.
Right? They call him Shar Kelly.
I mean, honestly, it sounds like R. Kelly, and then it also sounds like we're placing too much blame on one person.
Because I just didn't get it because that was kind of glossed over a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of mentioned like.
My thing is because okay, how old was the young lady?
15.
Right, she was 15. So if she was 15, I'm guessing Charlamagne was grown. Like, I'm guessing Charlamagne.
Yeah, he was like 20 or something, 20, 21, somewhere in there.
So now my thing is, okay, so if Charlamagne was 22, but Charlamagne was 22, or was he saying the young lady was 22?
No, Charlamagne.
So if he was 22, first off, as a parent, why are you sending your 15-year-old child with anybody 22? You barely would do that with a family member. You know what I'm saying? We're sending your 15-year-old child like that. But especially you sending your 15-year-old daughter with a grown-ass man, and he tell, oh, yeah, she ain't taking her to a party?
Mm-hmm.
That just don't jive right with me. That sounds like a setup. You know, that's like with R. Kelly, with all the girls that was over there with him. The parents were sending their daughters to R. Kelly because he had money. And when the money dried up now was he treated my baby wrong and won't give her back or whatever. I don't understand that.
Well, the last one wasn't like that. That Azrael, that one, I kind of feel sorry for them. And I know now we're going off on a whole different thing. But with the last one, I don't know if you saw the interviews with Azrael and The other girl name started with a J. I can't think of her name. One light skin, one dark skin. But the dark skin one, that's the one that had the little nasty attitude, kind of in the interviews or whatever. But her parents didn't want her to do it. And I think she was 17 at the time. So she basically was like, I'm doing it anyway. And she went to this audition at a hotel or whatever. And so basically, she was trying to do it behind their backs. So when they found out about it, and she was basically, I'm going to run away, I'm going to do it. That's when they just kind of compromised. And they kind of talked to R. Kelly about it. We live in this state, you in this state. It was supposed to be a guardian, which was a female, which she should be sitting in jail with R. Kelly because she's the one who they signed. You're going to be the one watching over this woman, watching over my daughter while she's there. But she was working with R. Kelly, basically recruiting the women. She just signed it so that the parents would feel comfortable. Like, yes, as a woman, I'm going to have your daughter and blah, 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 watching her. But really just signed it for the parents and handed her right on over.
I think everybody around R. Kelly at that time should have been in jail.
Yeah.
I think everybody wanted. I didn't watch the documentary, but from when I hear about it, everybody who was coming out talking about their part and how they didn't know or what they knew and all that, I think everybody should have been in jail. It shouldn't be just him.
Spoke on it in
Charlamagne
2000.
spoke out about what? But my producer want to play another video. Put the video up. Let's see what you're talking about. I'm guessing you're putting the video up. You just told me you had it, y'all.
Right, in 2018. What happened in 2018?
Oh, I think that's when this thing started with the young girl.
Oh, okay.
You're watching The Breakfast Club.
You didn't even cue it up.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy. And
he got the rape a man face.
We are The Breakfast Club. Now it's time for front page news, but instead, Charlamagne, Yee and I have been getting a lot of tweets, a lot of DMs, a lot of emails asking about what's been going on with you in the last 3 weeks with your case and what's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't mentioned it or talked about it because we were waiting for certain information, and you wanted to be thorough with your statements.
Yes.
And I think today you have a statement. So you have something that you want to say about the case?
I got something I want to say. I haven't said anything because I was waiting for more information to come out, and it's been a nutty 3 weeks. And I've learned a lot about the weight my words have, and I've been reminded about the responsibility I have to watch the way I talk about issues of sexual assault. And new files from my dismissed assault case in South Carolina were just released. I think they came out yesterday. And I hope this squashes whatever misconceptions people might have about the case. The documents show that I did everything in my power to fully cooperate with authorities before this case was ultimately dismissed. And to be honest with you, the past 3 weeks has really made me regret, helping to create an environment that allowed something like this to take place. Like, I'm going to forever regret that, but I cannot take responsibility for a crime that I did not commit. But most importantly, I am praying for healing for the victim. Okay. And I am committed to using my platform that God has blessed me with to do as much good as I possibly can for the rest of my life. Right. And I don't know if I plan to make any more public statements on this in the near future, but I just thought that was important for me to say and let everybody know that the new files from my dismissed assault case are out there. And I'm sure that they'll hit a bunch of websites and stuff shortly. So you can see for yourself.
Mm-hmm. This will include like DNA testing and everything.
Yes.
And statements and witnesses and all that.
Okay.
Yes.
And this also means that the case, I know we said before it won't be reopened, but this reiterates the case will not be reopened.
Yeah, according to the solicitor of South Carolina a couple of weeks ago, she definitely said the case won't be reopened, that it would be unethical to reopen a case where there was a lack of evidence and the victim wouldn't cooperate. So, yeah. But, once again, man, most importantly, I'm praying for healing for the victim, and I totally regret, creating an environment that allowed for something like that to take place.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing this paperwork and reading all this paperwork.
Yeah, and I'm as soon as other people post it, I'm definitely going to be reposting this stuff all day long. So,
all right. Yeah.
He ain't say nothing.
I know. I'm like, So I guess by him taking her where he took her to, that's how he created this environment for something. He put her in a place where something like that can happen to her. That's what he admitted to.
He didn't say shit. That was just a bunch of nothing. That was, you know what I'm saying? Hey, she didn't want to cooperate, so they threw the case out. And I'm not trying to call him guilty or nothing because I don't really know the facts of that case. I just know what's been coming out lately because of the fact that he said something about Kwame Brown. So this has been brought back up, you know what I'm saying? And other people are coming back out with it. But
What the DNA did come back to not matching him.
yeah, but that, yeah, so I mean, we already knew that though. But my thing is, he was in the wrong just by having her there. That's how I feel there. So.
Oh, he said he didn't touch her in the video.
Okay. Okay. I wasn't condemning him for touching her. I was condemning him for having her there. He shouldn't have had her there. He was 20 some odd years old. She was 15. He should have been in jail. The mama, I don't want, but okay, I ain't gonna go there. That's an old case. I can't, you know what I'm saying, have made nobody guilty for that. That what happened back then. It's a new life. We moving forward. Man,
so are you guys excited about the versus battle between Bow Wow and Soulja Boy?
Hell no. I mean, hell no. They trying to pump. Man.
What other song do Soulja Boy got except for Superman?
Kiss Me Through the Phone.
Never heard of it.
Jock, you waiting on that shit? Come on, man. Come on, man.
He said, hell yes.
Yeah, come on, man. Not you, Jock. Say it ain't so. I'd rather be Soulja Boy and Bow. But Bow Wow with Romeo.
Lil Romeo.
Man.
Yeah.
Big Draco. By the time they get through line about what they done, hell yeah. Big Draco that started everything, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be some buffoonery, man. I want to see that shit.
No, what? But for real, I don't think Soulja Boy got enough songs to play.
Oh, he got a ton of songs.
I mean,
that don't mean they're good.
I mean,
if you're a Soulja Boy fan, you know
him. I guess.
If you're a Soulja Boy fan, they know him. He gonna be playing a little TikTok song.
What's that?
Clap, clap, clap. Salute. The new shit that everybody doing. Pretty Boy Swag. Yeah.
Look at Ladybug.
Did you call them hits, Jock? Come on, man. No. I ain't ready for it. I ain't ready for it. Let me see. I ain't watched the verses though shit since
right here.
I don't know what it was, so
yeah.
Ain't none of them been really there for me. None of them. I know Timbaland and Swiss Beats finna do a rematch, they said. But that's it. Are you feeding that to the dog?
Yeah, I was saying if it was kind of salty, like.
Woke up in the morning and turned my swag on. Nah. I ain't no Soulja Boy fan, bro. I can't tell you none of that. And Bow ain't came out with nothing since him and Sierra, like you, I think. The last thing Bow had was the little video he put out trying to be tough with Funkmaster Flex, I think.
Wow, he said Soulja Boy still coming now with his Soulja Boy can't rap.
To me, to us, we're a different generation.
I mean, but Bow Wow will kill him. And I ain't even no Bow Wow fan. I know people look at Bow Wow like he a little lame, like he trying or whatever, but he can actually rap though. He got flow.
Hey, Soulja Boy, tell him he got hits. Big Draco, he started everything. He just started this.
What?
Hey,
Drake, to me, when Drake came out, I thought he was trying to be Kanye. To me, his whole cadence and everything was Kanye like.
well, in actuality, there was that one song, I can't remember the name of it right now, what Soulja Boy did, he was telling the truth. It was Kiss Me Through the Phone. He did take Soulja Boy cadence and everything, and basically made it into he basically remixed it and just gave it a new name.
Who?
Drake.
Oh.
Bow Wow gonna tell too much. Bow Wow gonna tell some
Thank you,
BS.
Legs.
Soulja Boy gonna get up there and claim that you know what I'm saying, he created the heavens and the earth. Bow Wow gonna get up there and act like he Will Chamberlain about all the girls he's been with. You know, for every song, that's the reason he wrote this song. And you know, it's if you watch that verses, you're really watching it to hear them talk. You ain't watching this for none of the music. None of the music.
They both just be full of shenanigans. Straight up. For real, Legs. Soulja Boy is garbage.
Jock don't think neither one of them can rap.
You don't think Bow can Shad? Come on.
I think his persona, it takes away from the fact that he can rap or not. Just because of his persona, you don't want to listen to him. A lot of people can't get away from him being a little Bow Wow. And he tried too hard to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? And show that he was an adult and stuff like that. So it made him seem corny.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like his personality can be that to you. His personality, it's like he's trying too hard. Every time he do something, it's like he's trying real hard to show you he's a grown man. You know what I'm saying?
And he should have just let it organically be like Lil Romeo. Lil
Like
Romeo is a man now. He just can't rap.
Okay. Was that a remix he got taken off of? What remix?
Wait, what song? You talking about the R. Kelly thing?
No, that was Nick Cannon who got took off of that. Or was it Nick Cannon who got put on Gigolo?
I know R. Kelly did a song with Lil Bow. It was Lil Bow Wow song, and R. Kelly took it back. Like it came out. What song was that with Lil Bow Wow? He redid the remix and
I'm
put
a flirt.
people on it. I'm a flirt. Yeah. That was Lil Bow Wow's first. And R. Kelly redid it and put other people on it. That's a little embarrassing.
Hey, I'm still not looking forward to it. I'm sorry.
Man.
I'm sorry. And so you brought that up. I was going to ask you something else. You brought that garbage up. I can't remember what I was going to ask you.
Dang. I don't know what else happening. Right. Yeah.
I didn't have my head down this week. I'm saying I've been thinking about work. You know what I'm saying? In and out, because you know the second quarter of the year is coming to an end. We got one more month in the second quarter of the year. So I've been thinking about that. My second quarter actually has been going very good. I still ain't on track to hit the goal I set for it, but I'm not too far off going into that, trying to get the third quarter right. So that's where I've been at all week, thinking about that. Plus, been getting ready for the trip to go out of town.
I want to ask a serious question. I don't even know if you want to go this route today, just because it's almost time for us to go. But I just want to know what do you think about the COVID vaccination? Are you against taking it, or
I'm not against or am I for it? My thing is like it's one of those if they come out and do it where they say that you have to have it to travel and like to fly or something like that, and you're a person who needs to fly back and forth, then by all means you should take the COVID vaccination. If not that, then my thought process at first was, what's the purpose of taking it if I still can get sick, I still can pass the virus, I still got to wear a mask? Then it doesn't make sense to me to take the vaccination. But now that they're coming out saying anybody who is completely vaccinated, you don't have to wear your mask. You don't have to do the 6 feet and things of that nature. Then it gives people a reason. But then at the same time, it raises an alarm, because now it says is why are they pushing so hard for you to take this vaccination or to save you, but there's no other vaccination or anything they push that hard for. They don't push that hard for the flu shot, which can save you. They don't push that hard for people who have diabetes to take their medicine. I mean, there are other things that kill people. There are other things that are deadly to us as people, and they don't push as hard for you to get the cure for those things or the vaccination for it. So why is it that we're pushing so hard for this vaccination within itself? You know? So my thought process on it is, I mean, if you don't need it, if you can go a while without taking it, I mean, just to see how it works out, then I mean, I would suggest that. If you have to though, then it is what it is.
I'm gonna say what I feel, and then there's something else. I just got a text message about something else that I had never heard about. Okay, but so how I feel about the vaccine. I'm not against vaccines, right? My kids get all their shots. We got all our shots to go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling Tristan in Egypt about the polio vaccine. We have to get that. And we got an uncle that had polio. You know what I'm saying? That was affected by it. That's one of the vaccines that's mandatory to go to school. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against it, but my whole thing is, if it's so good and effective, why haven't the FDA approved it? You just going to issue an emergency use? Why is it not approved?
Just to answer Jock real quick, that's not totally true, Jock. With other vaccinations, they tell you to they don't tell you can't take them or you can't go to school. You can opt out of them. As a parent, you can say that my child will not take this vaccination, and that doesn't mean that they can't go to school. They just opt out of that vaccine, that vaccination. This one here is more of a push to, I'm saying, make it like, if you watch how it is, like for a while they were paying you to go take it. You got free Uber rides to vaccination spots now to go take it. They got pop-up clinics that's giving out the vaccination. I'm getting a text message every day telling me, hey, your spot, you can reserve your spot here to come take this vaccination and everything. I mean, it's a lot going on to try to push it. And of course they're trying to say because this virus was just that deadly and it did us so bad, but it just doesn't feel right to me. That's all. And I'm not trying to put a conspiracy out there or anything, but it just doesn't feel right.
Right. I agree. I just feel like I don't want to be a guinea pig. I just as long as it's not mandated, just like the flu. I ain't never got no flu shot, and I'm good. My kids ain't never had no flu shot, and they're good. Hopefully this shot won't be mandated. You know what I'm saying? They talking about if you get vaccinated, you don't have to wear your mask. And I was just talking to Linnell, and he was saying how, I just went through Alabama. I just went through Georgia. Nobody got their mask on. How you know everybody been vaccinated?
Well, you got to realize the thing about those states, they had already lifted the mask. They had already went back to normal living. When
that's
Houston
like here
did
in
it,
Texas too.
I say when they all did it in Houston, Mississippi did it, Alabama did it, Florida did it. Most of your downstate, your down south states, most of them did away with it right then. They're like, okay, we going back to life as normal.
But I'm saying,
northern states did.
Even the states that say, hey, no mask if you're vaccinated, how are we just going to have to go by the honor system?
You get a card. They give you a
You're
card.
not going to walk around and just ask somebody in Walmart, they ain't got their mask on, let me see your card.
Well,
You at the gas station, ain't nobody got no mask on, ain't nobody got to show their card. You have no idea who's vaccinated or not.
I'm just saying it. I'm just saying that's what they're supposed to do. That's just like if you go places now, you're supposed to have a mask on. Most of the time, right now, people are so tired of masks. You don't see them. They don't even ask you no more. They don't even say that. You can walk in with your mask sitting down here. I was in the store with my mask just on my beard because I was on the phone. And nobody's going to say anything, really. They just kind of like, okay, everybody's over it. Yeah.
That's an idea.
Which one? You talking about what Tamara said?
Yeah. Use the card to, yeah.
I believe it's going to be like that. I believe it's almost going to be like another form of ID. For you to get to some places to get in, you're going to have to show your vaccination card to get in, like.
Or maybe they're going to incorporate it on your license.
It might
have something on your license. You show your ID, it'll show on you. You know how if you're a donor, on your
Yeah.
license. It'll show if you vaccinated on your license.
But I think in order for them to do that, then you would have that would put people in too much of a problem. Because now the ones who are vaccinated have to go in and get their card reissued and stuff like that. I think they're just going to use their vaccination card as it's almost like a Social Security card. You keep it on you, you know what I'm saying, and then they're going to ask you, let me see your vaccine card, and you would just have to show it. The invasion of medical privacy, I can see that coming because of the fact they're saying they're going to put this information into your medical records, and then they have the right to go and look and see who's been vaccinated and who's not. They might add it to that COVID app they got on your phone already.
Might add it to the what?
The COVID app on your phone. You know, when COVID first came out, for a while there was an outage on phones, but what they did is they put this thing on your phone where if you turned it on, it would tell you if you were in the proximity of somebody who had been found to be around somebody with COVID.
Okay. Oh yeah. Where you should know if you like in the vicinity of
In the
somebody.
vicinity of somebody, right. After a few years, after it was not required to show it. Yeah.
No, you just have to you don't have to be vaccinated to fly out of the country, but you do have to get COVID tests.
Yeah,
if you're not vaccinated.
Within 48 hours before you leave, yeah.
Right. If you're not vaccinated, I guess if you're vaccinated, you don't have to get tested, I guess, which still don't make sense because you could still have it and be vaccinated, you know?
The answer to my producer just answered him falsely. The answer is no. You don't have to have your vaccine to get to certain countries, but you have to have a negative COVID test.
And then you have to have a test going.
Oh, you're speaking of other vaccines. Yes, that's true. Like say to go to Africa, you have to get it's a ton of
you got to get some shot or something to go to Africa.
It's a ton of vaccines you have to get. Like say to go to Africa, you have to be vaccinated and I can't remember all the shots you have to take, but
malaria
is one of them, but that's not the only one. Yeah. But yes, Josh, you have to be vaccinated to go to other countries. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna add this vaccine to that list also.
Right. And then so listen, I know two people that got it, right? So one person got the Moderna. He said he got his second shot in March. And he said they're not really sure yet. They're going to let them know, but by the end of the year, they're going to have to get another one because it don't last. So I was talking to a Facebook friend and I had mentioned that. And he was like, what shot did he get? Because I got Pfizer and I got my second one in March and it expires in July.
I know they were saying for a while after the second shot that they might have to incorporate a third shot into it. But then I'm pretty sure that they came back and said that they weren't going to have to do the third shot, that the second shot would suffice. I'm not positive because I wasn't taking it. So, I mean, I had thought about getting vaccinated just because I run the youth program. And like I said, we got parents who are concerned. So I need to be able to ease their mind about what's going on with their children. But I'm not a proponent of the vaccine.
So I have another question, unless you all had something else to say about this topic. So I got a question saying, how do we feel about Judge Joe Brown saying that our vice president slept her way up the ladder?
I think that depends on how you feel about somebody sleeping their way up the ladder.
Did you hear that?
I didn't hear it, but I mean, it wouldn't have bothered me.
I just think that's so disrespectful, though.
I think that's how it depends on how you feel about people sleeping their way up the ladder. I think the whole probably was zero liability for the manufacturer. Nicole's still talking about the vaccine.
So wait, what's the plan? Which one? What's she talking about?
Yeah, hold on. I heard it on the radio today. That's it. Okay, so she was talking about up top. She types kind of slow. Just to answer her question before we get back on Joe Brown. I mean, just to piggyback on her statement, there is no liability for the manufacturers for the vaccine. If it works, great. If it don't, That's why they came
Too
out
bad.
saying basically you still have the chance to get sick, you still have the chance to pass it on, you still have to wear your
Mask.
mask on that. So Jack says she slept her way to the middle. Everything else was hard work. And the dosing for the vaccine is every 6 months. So
Right.
yeah, that's
That's
my
what I
thought. If
was
you got to
told.
get it every 6 months, there's no need of taking it. That's
Right.
personally
It's
what I
like, who
believe.
finna do that? I already don't like needles. I'm not finna get no shot every 6 months. You know how you get those paper license plates on the back? When it expires, you take a marker. I be changing my dates
Okay.
on my card. I'm just playing FBI.
And so now quickly for the Joe Brown thing, so we don't want to keep y'all captives too long. If she slept her way to get to a certain position, I don't have an issue with it. I mean, guess what? You got to kind of use what you got at some point. You know what I'm saying? And my only issue would be like, say, in a year or two, she come out and try to meet the people who she slept with to get there. Then I got a problem with it. Because then if you come out later and you want to try to, you know what I'm saying, drag them in the mud by some there, the only way he would give you this position is he made you feel uncomfortable and made you think you had to do this and that. Then now I have an issue. But y'all was considering adults. You know what I'm saying? You got something out. Both of y'all got what y'all wanted out of it. I don't have a problem with that. Me personally.
But
And the
even
judge
if you
saying it,
don't have a
he probably
problem
saying
with
it
it,
because he mad he ain't getting none of it.
right? Because I'm like, even if I don't feel like it's an issue, do what you want to do. I still think it's disrespectful to even put it out there.
It is. But you know what? That's like a guy who see a girl walking down the street and he be like, "Hey, sweetie, how you doing?" And she don't say nothing to him. Then all of a sudden she every ugly little bitch in the world. And you know what I'm saying, nobody want her anyway. That's what that feel like to me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Liz says she must get some good cooch. She vice
Well,
president.
she didn't sleep to the vice presidency legs. She slept to the middle, as Jock said. The rest of it was hard work to get to the vice presidency. So she slept to that like that prosecutor level. Then after that, you know what I'm saying, she had to work with that. Till now, as a quick recap, Nicole is very big. Not you, Nicole. Nicole in the comments. She's
Okay.
very big on health and some of the political issues and things of that nature. So she will speak to you guys forever about the vaccine and things of that nature, especially with things that you're putting inside of your body. She don't believe you're supposed to eat nothing that has lived. So she don't think you're supposed to eat dead foods. She probably gonna have y'all eating what's that, asparagus spears or asparagus tips and broccoli and stuff. What Joe said about D Wade, or he said something about D Wade earlier today.
Who? Wait, y'all should hear what Jill said about D Wade
Said
earlier
that's enough
today.
to say. I just don't care for her policies
I
or
wonder if
person.
the producer can find that video.
You eat all the meat, okay? Hold up, let's say you don't care. Also, you don't like our vice president, huh, Nicole? She doesn't like for her policies or her person. Um, Honestly, I haven't checked out to see what her policies were. I know going into it, what they were talking about, going in, it was a lot of noise. You couldn't really kind of get a clear idea of what their policies were because the whole agenda was just to get Trump out of office. So it wasn't I didn't get a clear idea of what it is that the Biden and Harris were running on. My whole thought is they were just running on get rid of Trump. So it's going to take a while to see what their policies are. But my whole mindset is they're Democrats, so most Democrats' policies are the same thing anyway. So
She's not for the people.
I'm not going to argue that right now, but what I will promise is I promise that I will go and look up what the policy is and see what they've done in their first couple of weeks in there. See what they've done. I mean, like, that first 100 days check that you usually get, I'll check that out, see what's going on, and then I'll be more equipped to say if I think she's for the people or not. Usually, whatever's going on in the White House doesn't matriculate down to me fast enough for me to really care what it is that they're doing.
I know I'll say this. When Trump was in the office, gas was cheaper.
He doesn't make gas prices.
I don't know. That's what his followers be saying. Because now the price soon as Joe got in office and I voted for him, that gas went up.
Well, we have in Chicago, it's about the same. It is a puppet show. I don't think any politician is really for the people. I think they're all up for themselves. It's just I think every party has
Themselves.
their own agenda. I said themselves, didn't I?
You said their selves, but it's okay.
Selves. So I did say selves with the V, right?
Yeah, but you said their selves. It's okay. It should have been themselves, but okay.
No. You're using it as a conjunction as one word. I use it as two words. It's there. It's in singular, as if one person, and then selves, as in the collective. I
What?
said it correct. I said it correctly.
No, you didn't. You
Yes,
don't
I
talk
did.
like that. You don't say they're only thinking of their selves. They're thinking of themselves.
Okay. They didn't. Well, what happened with the student loan debt relief? That one thing I did follow, Jock. What happened was they said when he first got in that if he was to add to the stimulus package and send out more money to add on to that $600 that Trump had gave out and take that up to 2,000, then that they weren't going to do the student loan debt relief. They were going to have to rework it. Now I know that after he sent it, they were supposed to be putting something in to still, I think, relieve like $10,000 of that, but I don't think it's gonna happen because they were
But I
saying that
thought minimum wage did get raised.
they put in for it. I don't know if it did take effect yet.
Because in Illinois, didn't it? Because I was reading somewhere they said it went up to $11 in Illinois,
No, you know how I found.
and what, $14 in Chicago.
I don't know. Okay, real quick, y'all. I want to see what before we get out of here, I want to see what D Wade. What Joe Brown said about D Wade. From our producer, say he got it for us. Let me see. Let's see what he got. Let me see. And he just said this today.
Yeah, Wade, one of your former colleagues, Wade, talking about his wife wears the pants in the family.
I just saw that.
Case, that's literally true because he's letting that boy his wear dresses and he's wearing kilts. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't have on pants either. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a cop out. Mm-hmm. And other thing, you're going to let an 8-year-old decide that he wants to be a girl? He hadn't even got a good heart on yet. How the hell is he? He doesn't even know what pussy is. How the hell are you going to make that determination?
I have no idea.
But you see, that's what they want. They want some nice, tender booty for them to deal with.
Ooh,
the tender booty part, he ain't had to go there.
He a wild boy.
He ain't had to go to the tender booty part. But everything else, you know what I'm saying, was subjective in it, I think. Yeah, he was kind of... Kwame didn't look like he was really wanting no part of that conversation either. I want to say that. Kwame looked like he didn't want to read, especially when he started talking about the little shorty. Kwame didn't look like he wanted no parts of that conversation. With that being said, I think Joe's used, I mean, it's his opinion, you know what I'm saying? And then he's entitled to his opinion about it. Exactly. If Dwayne Wade come out and said that, then he put it out there for people to have an opinion about it.
What he said was, he didn't say, I don't wear the pants, my wife wear the pants. What he said was, I don't lead my wife in my household. We work together. It's like a team. He's saying, you know how most people say, oh, the man should lead. He was saying, I don't lead. That's what he said. I know you saying that's the same thing, but
right, you know.
But he basically was trying to, make it nice by saying it's a partnership. There's no leader. You know what I'm saying? I support her and I make sure, just like she support me and, support me to go higher. I support her to go higher. She works harder than I do. And I recognize that and blah, blah, blah. And, we're a team.
There's always a leader in the team.
Hey, not in their case. They're equal.
That's true. But the thing is, like I say, so what I'm saying is with him putting that out into the public, that gives everybody the ability to have an opinion. Now, maybe you want to hear, if you don't want to hear their opinion, that's also your on you, but he gave him his opinion. We know Joe Brown say some off the wall shit. So I personally, like I say, I don't like him how he ended it with the tender booty phrase with the little shorty, you know. But like honestly, I was of the same mindset though. I was of the mindset like shorty 8 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, he's 13 now, isn't he?
Over 13 now.
Yeah. So my thing is to give him that ability to kind of make that decision without talking to him, I guess. I'm with you. Don't no car have 2 steering wheels. So, to give him that ability to just say that, I think it probably should have been some conversation within the house, and I think they probably should have kept that private too before they put it out there like that. So
yeah, I always kind of felt like they were exploiting him to keep in the news. You know what I'm saying? To stay, I ain't gonna say stay relevant because people love to say you use it to stay relevant, but just to stay, stay in the public's eye and to keep their name out there.
Nicole want to know what the tender booty thing, man.
Well, I don't even know how to say this because I have my own different views about celebrities and
She just asked them what it meant, what tender booty
right,
meant.
that's what I'm saying. I
don't need to give your whole synopsis of what they're doing in Hollywood.
I'm just saying, and the whole, selling your soul and using your children or giving your children, hey, here, take Kim, take her, I don't know how to explain tender booty to you,
okay,
Nicole.
but tender booty, what you're trying to say is people who take it up the ass, you know what I'm saying? And then with him being a younger man, it was, I guess, almost like a guy having a virgin girl, you know what I'm saying? Or a younger girl, you know what I'm saying? This is just so I think what he was saying with that's what they needed, some more tender booty, is it kind of follows on the fact of what Nicole thinks about certain people in Hollywood just passing people around. Okay, there you go. So with that part there, after that, I think I'm gonna get out of here for the day.
Oh, but wait, before I wanted to say what I always felt about the child thing. I just felt like, because I used to always say, besides Kavia, I think because she is the shady baby, and they done made a whole thing about her book and everything. Because that little girl used to give some eyes. Every picture was her looking at somebody like, get away from me. Like, who is you? She used to, the baby, Kavia James, the little girl. They call her Shady Baby or whatever because she always had some looks. But besides the baby, the other kids, they wasn't posting. The other kids, you know what I'm saying? But just him. When they're going to award shows, he dressed like Gabrielle Union. They all dressed alike. Why the other kids not going to the award show? You know what I'm saying? It was almost like, I feel like you're pushing this agenda and they were using their child to help push it.
I can see that. But you know what I'm saying? That's another conversation, because that way you can go the same way with them pushing it, and then also with the Uptown Road, Downtown Road, or what's the boy name? The black cowboy singer, the black country singer, rapper.
I know who you're talking about. What's his name?
Old Town Road boy.
Lil Nas.
Lil Nas, there you go, Lil Nas. I mean, I think it's the same thing with that. You know what I'm saying? There's an agenda being pressed, but I don't want to get into that agenda right now. That's another long conversation, and opinions gonna come out, and I don't want to do it. We're gonna go into something else. Oh, we need to let y'all know next week I'm sorry, y'all. Jamarcus wasn't here. His baby girl graduated from kindergarten. His baby girl graduated from kindergarten, so he had a very long week
today.
She had a luncheon the day before yesterday. Prom was yesterday, I think, and then graduation was today. I didn't even know they did luncheon and proms for kindergarten. Kindergarten. Yeah, it's my first time hearing about it. My kid, my youngest, he was homeschooled, so he didn't get that. So that's why he's not here this week. Next week, we are all gone. We won't be back next week. We'll be back on the 11th. So what we are going to do while we're going is we're going to post on the page, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube also. If you have any questions you want us to answer about anything, it can be about, well, don't get too personal because Nicole answered no personal question. But any questions y'all want us to answer, we'll do our best to answer the question. It can be a business question, fashion question, music question, a personal question, whatever it is you want to get out there. Topic that you think we should talk about, a person that you would like for us to talk to, whatever you want to do. So we're going to take this next week and a half or so to kind of compile those things. And that next show, when we come back on the 7th, we're going to address whatever those questions are. So we're going to be putting them out on the page so you can ask whatever you want to ask, maybe put some polls out there, maybe see where you want to go. And that will be the direction of that next show. I'm saying.
Right. So whatever you want to ask, Lavelle.
Whatever you want to ask me, I mean, you can ask about our producer who's in the background. If y'all want the producer on the show that day, we'll bring him in. We got another space right for him. Any question that y'all think y'all want to know, if you want to know the answer to it. If we have the answer, you will get the answer. That's what we will be doing on the 11th of June. So we will be coming back with next week. We are not here. Everybody has some other places that they would need to be. I think I'll probably be on a plane coming back somewhere, so I won't be able to log in.
Yeah, my son graduated high school.
Yes, my nephew is graduating. I didn't get a ticket to that, but it's okay.
Your Uncle Jesse took that ticket. Before we even knew how many tickets he was getting, he said, "I'm coming." I was like, okay.
Because that right.
Getting two. So when he said that, I was like, all right.
So
doubt it, but okay, but
so that's where the show is going. And with that, we appreciate everybody coming through. Nicole, Miss Freeman, I'm going to be looking for your questions or your suggestions on where you want the show to go or what you want us to talk about. I know you have a lot of ideas and suggestions, so we're going to be looking for them. I don't know if we're going to do it in a format on the page, or we're just going to put it out there and then just want y'all to put it in the comments about what y'all think we should talk about. We'll talk to the producer later and he'll put it out there.
Have about us. It's not so much just what do you want our shows to be about. If you got a question, there's something you want to know about Lavelle or something you want to know about Jay, or not me, but about us as a whole.
I think that's a question about Nicole because I'll answer it. So there we go. So with that being said, as always, we thank y'all for coming out. Like I say, we're streaming on 2 platforms now. Every week we're streaming on YouTube and on Facebook every week. We'll start doing the clips on Instagram, but not too much else. Anything else you want to tell them, Nicole, before we get out of here?
No, just thanks for chiming in. Like, share, now subscribe on YouTube,
Yeah. And that's it. We'll see you guys on the 11th. But check the page every day. Turn your notifications on so you can see, or I think you have to like the page for you to get it in your feed on Facebook. Turn notifications on YouTube and your notifications on Instagram, and you'll get anything that we send out. Oh, as always, you can also text me, and I'll get you everything that if you text me podcast to 773-923-2434. You'll also get text messages about what's going on the show also. And you can ask your questions on that text message too. Once you get that phone number is 773-923-2434. So if you text podcast to that, Openyanated to that, or Opinionated to that number, I'll text you, and it personally comes from me. The text will come from me. You can respond to it, and I'll respond right back to you also with that. So other than that, I think that's everything that I needed to say. Anything else, Cole?
Nope. Peace.
All right, again. Peace. See you guys on the 11th.
Yeah.